Hi friends, welcome to new video. The U.S. aviation industry was scrambling to get back to normal on Wednesday after the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, caused a nationwide ground stop over a computer problem that grounded all U.S.-bound flights for 90 minutes. So far, more than 10,000 flights have been delayed and 1,300 cancelled, according to FlightAware, the first national basis for flights in nearly 2 decades. Many industry officials compared the grounding to the aftermath of the September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks. Major carriers, such as Southwest Airlines Company, LOV, N, United Airlines, AL, Delta Air Lines, DAL, N, and American Airlines, AL, all reported losses of 40% or more on Wednesday. More flight delays were reported. Was cancelled, although airline officials expressed confidence that normal operations could largely return by Thursday. The FAA computer issue prevented airports from filing updated safety notices that warned pilots of potential hazards such as runway closures, inclement weather and construction, which temporarily halt flights. FAA officials said an initial review found the problem to be a corrupted database file, but added that there was no evidence of a cyber attack and the investigation was ongoing. A single file corrupted both the main system and its backups, said people familiar with the review, who asked not to be identified. FAA officials said they are working to further identify the cause to avoid the problem in the future. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg told CNN that the ground stop was the right call to make sure messages were being sent correctly and that there was no direct evidence of a cyber attack. The White House said President Joe Biden has confidence in Buttigieg. Buttigieg told reporters that the backup system went into effect on Tuesday, but questions were raised about the system's performance, prompting a full restart of the system, and the FAA at 7:30 a.m. indicated to issue a ground stop. It was picked up just before 9 a.m. EST. An FAA advisory said the system that provides airborne missions with so-called notices, which contain safety messages for pilots and others, failed around 3:30 p.m. EST on Tuesday, which means no new messages can be processed. Closures have occurred during a generally slower time after the holiday travel season, but demand remains strong as travel approaches pre-pandemic levels. Captain Chris Torres, vice president of the Allied Pilots Association, said traffic could be affected until Friday. This thing was picked up at 9 a.m. Eastern. That doesn't mean the problem stops at 9 a.m. It's going to have an impact, said Torres, whose members fly for American Airlines. Airlines have a problem trying to get planes in and out of crowded gates, causing more delays. Staff time limit rules may also be a factor. At an airport in Greenville, South Carolina, Justin Kennedy abandoned a work trip to nearby Charlotte, North Carolina. He described the confusion as airline employees and many passengers were initially unaware of the FAA's maneuvers and flight delays. Some text goes here: "I was sitting in a Chick-fil-A dining area with a good view of the TSA exit," said the 30-year-old information technology employee. "I saw at least 4 people running to the gates because they thought they were going to miss their flight, only to come back to the food court, out of breath." American Airlines customers have few alternatives. Driving distances are long, and the country's commuter rail network is thin compared to other countries. The U.S. Travel Association, which represents the travel industry, including airlines, called the failure of the FAA system catastrophic. The closure appeared to have limited impact on transatlantic routes. U.S. Senate Commerce Committee Chair Maria Cantwell, a Democrat, said the panel would investigate. Republican Senator Ted Cruz called the failure totally unacceptable. Shares of U.S. carriers rallied after markets opened after flights resumed. The S&P 500 Airlines Index, (Pluricare), closed up 0.9%. Operational meltdowns in the Southwest left thousands stranded late last year. The FAA's parent agency, criticized Southwest's failures and pressured the airline to compensate passengers. Buttigieg on Wednesday rejected the suggestion that the FAA should compensate passengers for delays caused by the shutdown. The FAA experienced another major computer problem on January 2 that caused significant delays to flights to Florida. Package delivery companies FedEx, FDX.N, United Parcel Service, UPS, N, and DHL, DPWGN.DA, which rely heavily on planes, said they faced minimal disruptions on Wednesday. Separately on Wednesday afternoon, Air Traffic Control Manager NAV Canada reported a nearly 90-minute outage in a similar messaging system used in Canada, but said the problem did not cause any flight delays. The agency said it does not believe the outage was related to FAA-1, but it is investigating. Ria Malhotra, a 29-year-old resident physician from Weehawken, New Jersey, was scheduled to fly from Newark to Las Vegas for a medical conference, but her flight was first delayed and then rescheduled. She then wonders how far she will fly. "I don't want to deal with this process anymore because I think flight delays are more common than usual," she said. Thanks for watching our